Breaking news here tonight at 5 moments ago. One major step to go for Kentucky in its attempt to legalize medical marijuana. The House passes the bill for people who are battling nausea with cancer and other issues. Next step, it's off to the Kentucky Senate. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Kristen Goodwillie. Thanks for joining us here at 5 o'clock. It happened after nearly 2.5 hours into the debate on the House floor. WHAS 11 political editor Chris Williams joins us live with the latest. Chris, how's it going?
Well, Doug and Chris and people are just now starting to stream out of the House as they adjourn for the day. This bill passed 65-30. Nearly half of the Republicans voting yes, all of the Democrats voting yes on this bill that would legalize medical marijuana in Kentucky. This is the bill that was being pushed by Middletown Republican Representative Jason Nemeth. He stood on the floor for almost 2 hours this afternoon as he was making the case for this bill. There were 17 floor amendments, and here's what that means. There were 17 different efforts to try to change this bill on the floor of the House before it went for its final vote, and it managed to stave off a lot of those changes. But there were some changes put into place, like people who would want to vape this medical marijuana couldn't do it if they were under the age of 21. Families of members who had a cannabis card, a medical cannabis card, if that family member passed away, they'd have to return their medical marijuana within 10 days of the death. Those were a couple of the things that opponents had tried to change the bill, tinker with the bill, and make some changes so they could support this. In the end, 30 Republicans could not support this in a Republican-dominated supermajority here in the House. So they got about half of the Republicans that voted for it. Some of those who opposed it were former state police officers who said that they believe that this is a slippery slope. Another Republican lawmaker felt that this time they are not going to allow you to smoke marijuana medically, but they believe that that'll come forward in the future and that this will be a slippery slope towards recreational marijuana. Supporters say that's not the case, and there are people in the Commonwealth of Kentucky who need this medical marijuana to settle them through some very painful situations that they have. Now, Kristen and Doug, something important to point out is this is not the end of the road. We're only halfway to this becoming a law. If it becomes a law in Kentucky, way down at that end of the Capitol, that's where the Senate sits, and that's where the Senate rules. And this bill will now be taken down there, and there will be more hearings and more debate. But for now, medical marijuana, about 15 minutes ago, passed the Kentucky House of Representatives by a vote of 65-30. We'll have more for you tonight at 6. But for now, live at the Capitol, Chris Williams, WHAS 11 News.
All right, Chris, see you with reaction tonight.